Samsung has managed to make the Galaxy Z Flip 8 even thinner and lighter than the Galaxy Z Flip 7. According to a new leak from our ever-reliable tipster Ice Universe, the Galaxy Z Flip 8 will weigh just 180 grams and measure 6.1 millimeters thick when unfolded. On paper, that's an improvement over the Galaxy Z Flip 7, but there's a little more to those measurements than first meets the eye. You see, that 6.1 millimeter figure doesn't include the small rubber bumpers around the inner display. These are the protective rubber feet that keep the two halves of the phone from pressing directly against each other when it's folded, helping to protect the screen over time. Once those are included, the phone is actually closer to around 6.6 millimeters thick. For comparison, the Galaxy Z Flip 7 measures around 6.6 millimeters without those rubber bumpers, and roughly 6.9 millimeters when you include them. So yes, the Flip 8 is technically thinner, but in reality you're looking at a difference of around 0.3 millimeters. It's an improvement, just probably not one most people are going to notice in everyday use. The same goes for the weight. The Galaxy Z Flip 8 is said to come in at around 180 grams compared to 188 grams on the 7. Again, that's definitely a welcome improvement, but it's more of a refinement than a dramatic leap. Apart from these minor trims, everything else about the design and overall footprint remains the same, but under the hood, the Flip 8 should still bring the usual improvements in performance and hardware. Interestingly, this also ties into another rumor that's been making the rounds over the past few weeks. Some reports have suggested the Galaxy Z Flip 8 could actually be the last flip phone Samsung makes. Now, Samsung hasn't confirmed anything like that, but that rumor is supported by newer supply chain reports claiming that suppliers still haven't received any early development plans for a Galaxy Z Flip 9. Normally, by the time a phone is this close to launch, at least some initial work on its successor has already started making its way through the supply chain. The fact that there haven't been any signs of that yet is what's led to all this speculation. Personally, though, I still think it's a little too early to read too much into it. As refined as the Flip has become, I don't think Samsung has reached the point where there's nothing left to improve. For starters, I'd still love to see Samsung adopt silicon-carbon battery technology. That alone could significantly increase battery capacity without making the phone any thicker. There's also room for further reduce the display crease, improve the hinge, continue upgrading the cameras, and maybe one day even hide the selfie camera completely under the display. Those are the kind of upgrades that people would actually notice in day-to-day use. And let's not forget, the Galaxy Z Flip has built a loyal fan base over the years. Plenty of people simply prefer the compact clamshell design over a larger book-style foldable. So if Samsung ever decided to walk away from the Flip lineup entirely, those customers aren't just going to stop wanting flip phones. They'll probably start looking at whatever the competition has to offer instead. So, while the Galaxy Z Flip 8 may not look dramatically different from the outside, I don't think that automatically means Samsung has reached the end of the road with this form factor. For now, though, this is still based on leaks, and we'll know a lot more once Samsung officially unveils the Galaxy Z Flip 8 later this month. As always, I'll be keeping a close eye on everything Samsung announces, so if you haven't already, consider joining the family. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.